okay, and I can't remember, but I remember all the side effects, but I can't remember what the medicine actually was for.
Well, you know,
what was it for?
With that medication thing and the side effects, the medication they said that would clear your vision, but your tongue would swell up,
right,
and your eyes bulge out,
and then you have a fatal event, then you die,
and your shoulders have no feeling in it.
Right.
So what would you prefer?
Diarrhea.
Right. So why would you prefer? The thing that it had for, or the other side of it?
Gangrene. And your privacy is the diabetic medicine. Right. I was like, say what? Wait a minute. Wait. Say. Okay, so you got the diabetes, and now you're going to take this medicine to help you to manage the diabetes. But now you got a problem with the gangrene, but in your privacy, as they would say. So they're like, okay, diabetes, gangrene in your privates. I'm going to pick the diabetes, I'm thinking, because, okay, that's, okay. It's like the lesser of two evils in this society. So, when they talk, go ahead,
I'm sorry.
When they talk about the migrants and they tell them all these things allegedly that they have, then right on the heels of it, you start to hear about, like what Miss Mary is saying, and worse. And then I'm like, so if they're getting all of these things that you're saying that they're getting, why would they be doing it? It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. Not to say just because I'm getting this, then I'm not going to try. I'm not going to be hardworking. I'm not going to try to make my own. That's not what I'm saying. And I know that that we're not alone in this, but the things like with Miss Mary, the way she described it, the way they're moving, the whole feel of it is like, if I don't do this, then I won't survive. So if you're getting all of these things, this is not the behavior. It's not matching up.
No, it's not.
Then what I told Miss Mary, but I didn't follow up on it, was yesterday in the evening, I kept seeing all this thing about people going to the border and some kind of rally. Some people are saying that they're going down. I haven't followed up with it today because we've been busy doing other stuff. And you can't spend all your time worried about that certain things, because that's what I feel like the adversary wants you to do, is to become so wrapped up and you don't do the things that you need to do.
Right.
But they said they're going to rally. Then they show an older guy, two older guys were saying, all I know, he says, I don't want people to get sidetracked. We're going down to the border to pray. He says, but I got a bad feeling that the people that are going down with us are not, they're going to lose focus, and they're not going down there to pray. They're going to go down there for violence, to do something, and that's not why we're going. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you guys know what happened. I haven't looked into it yet, but all I could hear was they were having full convoys of people going down to the borders. I didn't really know myself why they were going down there. Maybe a peaceful rally or something. But this guy added to pray, but he was concerned that it was going to turn into something else. Very negative. Miss Mary said she hadn't seen anything yet because she has been busy herself. So I don't know. I would imagine with all things you have the best intentions, and then people go down there for other things because they're so frustrated. Right. Go ahead, Mom. They're frustrated.
Well, that's the last thing the migrants need, is someone coming down there with some violence. They are trying to seem like they are trying to survive. And violence would not fit in, but I don't know.
I guess they're just frustrated. The people that live here are just, and I get it, frustrated because of the things that we're talking about. A lot of the things do not make sense. They don't match up, and they keep coming, and they keep coming, and they keep coming some more. And then I think temperatures are, and tempers are high because of what Miss Mary says she saw. And I seen it briefly. I don't know, was it just in New York? But some police officers got attacked by some migrants. They were the footage that I saw was a clip, and he was down on the ground. It was one particular officer, and he was being kicked and stomped by a bunch of migrants, and then I think they apprehended they apprehended more than one, but there was one that they took a picture of, and he gave everybody the finger. He smiled, he looked into the camera, he gave him the finger, but then I heard that they let him go too.
They said they could not charge him with anything or place him under bail because of the fact that they were migrants. They couldn't do anything to them. Now I don't know how that fits. So you're giving them a free ticket to go attack normal, everyday people? If you give them a free ticket to beat up the police? And that was not one policeman beat up, they beat up two of them. One got it worse than the other one, though.
My issue is many, but when she told me about that, and then I later on saw some things in regards to that, I started thinking to myself, I don't know if this sounds illogical or not. If we are already having issues with crime, okay, and our executive branch of our government basically said a certain group of people that we belong to actually are the cause of all of the crime, okay, which there are a lot of, like in all races, there are, as we can see, good and bad. It's not just our group of people, you people, but then you open the borders and then some more people come, and then they are doing all of these things and more, but yet you're not saying anything.
You're not addressing.
It's like, okay, so now we had the original problem, okay, the bad people that are already here, and then you invited the other people, so that now the people that are caught in the middle, like Miss Mary, me, you, whoever else is listening, is in the midst of the existing people, and now the new people, and now what?
Well, come to think of it, today I was outside and doing the garage car, different things, April and I, which I appreciate your help in. We got Hispanic people recently moved in, and with this lax type attitude from the executive branch, it makes you wonder, because I was told by one neighbor, the Hispanics said they are taking over. There's no such thing as no one taking over. Everyone is supposed to try and live together peacefully as possible. But I noticed that they were moving in and they were getting rid of a lot of stuff, so they will go over the boundaries, because they pile all this furnishing stuff in front of my neighbor's garage and in front of mine. Well, you didn't buy the 3 blocks, you bought 1 block, and if you got other things, you have to leave it in your property until the day the trash man comes, and then you make sure it's out there for them. But you don't go and put it on other people's property. That is not the proper thing to do. And if you desire some part of another person's property where you need some assistance, you ask the person to do it. You don't go in the bag. I don't speak English. I have to wait till my daughter come home. She speaks English. You know right from wrong. So let's not start a race riot. Let's try to work with each other and pray on matters before we do something simple.
All right. Anything else you want to say, Miss Mary?
No, I think I want to say I pray every day that God be with us all, because this system is in a mess.
Oh, before we go, I am going to, Miss Mary, can you tell me what you experienced at the post office today?
Oh God, that was a letdown.
The post office. So the reason why I'm bringing it up, and like I said, I know that people from different states and actually different countries listen to this podcast and to other podcasts as well. But I think yesterday or the day before, they talked about it, where we live at, what state we live in, and what city we live in. They talked about a children's hospital getting some type of issues. I'm not going to say cyber attack